Hallandale and Sunny Isles are known as destination sites where tourists soak up the sun and enjoy the beach. What may not be so obvious to outsiders is the fact that Russian immigrants have established themselves in these cities. According to the 2010 census, Russians in Sunny Isles make up 7% of the population. In fact, according to several tourist websites, this area has been nicknamed Little Moscow. Marco Peralta is a local real estate agent who knows the area very well.
I think they like the fact that Sunny Isles is called Little Moscow because they feel like it belongs to them. And pretty much you go to every building and about 50% of the owners of those buildings are Russian.
The shopping plazas are home to dozens of Russian-owned businesses. Alla Zavulunov, a broker associate in Hallandale, migrated with her parents when she was just an infant.
A lot of them who immigrated 30 years ago, they came with small children, and like I said, my parents too, when they came here 30 years ago, I was an infant, and they didn't have time to go to school and start all over. They were in their 20s when they came to this country. No language, nobody to help them, nobody to take them by their hand and show them around.
Recent Sunny Isles resident, Yulia Volo, spoke about why her family immigrated from Russia.
We came here and it was much easier for me to come here because I was 11. For my parents, however, and for my grandparents especially, it was much more difficult. They didn't speak any English. My mom, for example, she had to change her career because she was a doctor in Russia, but it was just too difficult to go through school without English. And so that happens to a lot of families. They have to make some changes in their lifestyle, but people adapt, and usually Russians are pretty successful once they make it to this country.
With so much success, some may ask how Russians are able to afford properties in this area.
Being in real estate, I've noticed that they just want to get their money out somehow, and they can't just come here and open a bank account. They have to just buy something. And what are they going to buy? Real estate. What's the more feasible? Most feasible is real estate.
And a lot of people ask, where do they get all that money? And it's hard to say exactly where they get it from, but usually in Russia, there's a big division between high class and lower class. So usually either you're really rich or you're poor. It seems that you have to do be involved in some kind of criminal activity to have that kind of money to invest in properties overseas.
Despite the negative connotation with the Russian mob and corruption, there are plenty of welcoming businesses such as restaurants and delis that serve traditional food, as well as a pharmacy and local cleaners, making it easier for a lot of locals to feel at home.
Of course, it makes me feel good, I feel kind of like almost at home, and it's just wonderful to be able to go to a store and get the things I love that I used to, let's say, eat for lunch in Russia, and then I can get it here. To be able to speak to people in my own language, of course, is a wonderful feeling.
Russians are proud of their cultural heritage. The streets of Hallandale and Sunny Isles strike a sharp contrast to the streets of Russia. The search for a better life has led them here, and now they've established a home away from home in this part of South Florida.